Do you have the draw? Can you keep going?
Yeah. There's no way, bro. I'm already out at that point.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Go back to Web 1, bro.
Dude.
Introducing the sponsor of today's episode, Gonna Make It, or GMI, the brand new platform that prioritizes user security and offers rewards for NFT creators and collectors. The Gonna Make It airdrop has begun, allowing you to earn GMI tokens. Eligibility is based on OpenSea volume or holding ETH, NRG, Lux, X2Y2, Sushi, or Uni tokens. The sooner you claim your airdrop, the better the rewards will be, so get after it. And besides, if you refer friends to the airdrop, you get a 20% bonus, and they get a 20% bonus too. And guys, if we've learned anything this market cycle, it's that marketplace competitors are here to stay, and those that best incentivize and reward their users, their audiences, are going to win out in this battle. You can join Gonna Make It today and start earning rewards on your NFT trades. You can visit airdrop.gonnamakeit.com to claim your airdrop right now. Links are down below in the description. As always, guys, remember that Gonna Make It and all other sponsors of the NGMI podcast have a material relationship with the podcast and are just that, sponsors. You should always be doing your own due diligence on what platforms you want to use and what NFTs you want to buy.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to NGMI, the Web3 show, aka the future biggest podcast in the world. I'm joined, as always, by my beautiful, sexy, and humble co-host, K Money. K, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Dude, I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm doing so good because of the guests that we have today. I can't believe we landed this guy. He is extremely in demand. We had to fight off his barber to get him. But do you know who the guest is today?
Yeah, dude. I heard this dude only types in lowercase because he never caps, bro. We have none other than Florida's most wanted, bro. ThreadGuy. Thread, what's going on, dude?
Yo, thanks for fucking having me back. Round 2. I heard I was the first repeat guest. I don't know. Excited to be back on.
All right, he's gone ahead and pressed the shift key because the first sentence he said was a lie. As a matter of fact, the last 2 guests we had on the show were repeat guests. But dude, it's good to have you anyway, bro. How have you been since Miami? You were being. We're not gonna tell the stories on podcast, but I'm gonna keep it real. You were being crazy.
Crazy.
Miami, bro. How are you? Did you recover yet?
Hey, if we want to talk about crazy, you better hope I don't tell these stories, champ.
You better hope I don't bring up Cross. If we're
Yo, Basel was an absolute blast, bro. I hope, looking forward to NFT LA, maybe NFT NYC when we get a chance to run it back. Maybe film some actual content in the content house.
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We didn't film anything there. And that was a vibe, too. That was a vibe. I'm not going to lie. Because
we didn't film anything we can post.
Yeah, that part. Premium content for sure. We got that all day.
This episode is the Miami Hidden Files, dude. Let's do, bro. Honestly, we haven't talked about this on a podcast yet. Kevin, can you do me a favor? 21, can you do something for me? Can you give the viewers like a rough summary or a picture of this fucking house that we stayed in Miami?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so when I booked the Airbnb, I didn't know it was a normal thing to like check reviews or photos. I just saw like the header photo, high ceilings, lots of windows in the living room. I was like, this is beautiful. This is the one. So I booked it. Was not cheap. And, we got it because there was 3 bedrooms and each bedroom had a queen size bed and a pull out couch. And we're like, this is perfect. We'll just sleep like 2 people per room. Everyone will have a bed. Everyone will have a pull out bed. It's like, it's going to be good. And we'll film a lot of content. So as soon as we got there, we realized that they literally fucking catfished us. Like they fucking pulled a fucking Pixelmon. We minted, we held till reveal, and we revealed fucking a Kevin because the downstairs bedroom, there was no bed. It was just a couch, and the couch itself looked like that fucking back room fucking black casting couch meme. And that's also where Champ stayed, by the way. So shout out to Champ. And then as we were I remember we like walked outside in the backyard and we're like, what the fuck is this rattling sound? And there was a live monkey in a cage. two live monkeys in a fucking cage. And they were just fucking rattling the cage, probably crying out like, fucking let me out. And then we're like, okay, like it's pretty bad. We had to figure out the sleeping arrangements. There's a fucking live animal in the backyard, but it's okay because we still got content. Like we're here for a mission.
And let me paint you guys the picture, right? So, me and my girlfriend were the last ones to arrive, right? There's like 3 bedrooms in the house. There's too many people in this house already. And Kevin, whoever's like, yeah, dude, you know, like, so the bedroom downstairs is the only one that's like really secluded. You guys should take that one. I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, yeah, there's a pull-out couch. I was like, all right, cool, bro. I show up to this fucking room. I'll send edits to photos so we can put it on screen right now, bro. There's dried dead bugs all over the floor. There's dried worms and shit on the clean fucking bed sheets that we're supposed to use. And bro, this fucking, you know, I've slept on a number of pull-out couch. Like I'll sleep wherever, right? I slept on a couch last night. But dude, this mattress, maximum this thick, gang. This fucking thick it was. And not to mention the owner of this house, dude, literally barged in like 8 times a day, bro. Kevin was in his underwear upstairs. This dude goes, let me in. I need to get. I'm like, okay, I let him into his house because he lives in his house. He walks upstairs to fucking Kevin's room. He looks in, sees Kevin in his underwear. Kevin looks at him. He's like, and the dude's like, just walks in.
Okay, so hold on. First of all, before we get there, also, there were no lights. There were no fucking lights.
Yeah, there were no
lights. As soon as the sun goes down, it was pitch black in the house. So we're like, how the fuck can we film anything here? So we didn't get to film anything. But this is the best part. So the landlord showed up unannounced every single day inside the house. The first time it was because like he was like, oh, like the Wi-Fi router got disconnected. Like what the fuck's going on? And we're like, it's just fucking Wi-Fi, bro. Like just chill out. And that was ThreadGuy's fault, by the way. And then, dude, so the time Champ is talking about. So I am changing, right? Like I'm in the middle of changing. I was about to go take a shower and I'm in my underwear. And then I hear Champ call out something on the stairs. I'm upstairs. My door's closed. I hear Champ yell something outside by the stairs. And I was like, okay, let me open the door. I open the door and I just thought it was Champ. So I opened the door like this, like, dude, just waving that fucking thing, dude. Just trying to be funny, just trying to be a jokester. Like, oh hey, Champ, like, you know, look at this.
Wait, I don't remember that. Hold up, I don't remember.
That thing was thanging,
dude,
bro.
Dude, I was like full on like hitting the windmill with it. And as I open the door and I'm doing that, hoping to see Champ, I'm locking eyes with the landlord at the same time, and he just like looks at me going like this. He looks down. And then he just fucking walks right past me and goes into the closet and picks up like a leather jacket and leaves. Like this motherfucker was like on his way to a date. I just don't understand like why. Is that even legal?
No. I think that dude was breaking multiple laws. And then here's the other crazy shit. Kevin leaves the wildest, most angry fucking Yelp review or Verbo review you've ever seen. Gets no response, and then this man bills Kevin an extra $500 the security deposit because he said there were too many people in our house.
Dude, and he said we left the house in like in a abysmal state.
Dang, it was abysmal when I got there.
Dude,
what do you mean?
Dude, bro, Leap's fucking bed was a fucking pull-out like futon in my room and only had 2 legs. So anytime he would fucking like lay on like over 50% on like one side of the bed, it would always tip. And here's the thing. When it would tip, guess what was under the bed? A fucking pile of dead cockroaches. So like this motherfucker, the first time he fell, he rolled off into the bed, fucking just into a pile of cockroaches, like the goddamn floor is lava, and I would just hear him scream every time. And
hey, shout out to Leap XYZ. Let's blast the socials on screen, man. Dude, Leap was there. That fucking bed kept falling over.
He fell at least 12 times a night. I would be sleeping and I would just hear the thud that I'd hear, because like, he's just in terror from the cockroaches.
Hey,
Yo,
wait.
We should have waited to get the security deposit back before leaving the review.
Wait, thread. Let's do this. Talk about how you got the cops called on you in Miami.
Yo, so you know we have to host the daily Twitter Spaces, and you know Twitter Spaces gets a little intense. We raised our voice a little bit. So we were in like we're in Miami, but we're staying in this sort of like secluded, like quiet
Coral
neighborhood.
Gables, that neighborhood, that area.
Yeah, there you go.
That show's a third world country, bro. But go on.
And it was probably like, it was like 1, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm outside doing a Twitter Spaces, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a little caffeine. I took a little cold shower before, and I was letting it rip, bro. I was screaming like there was no fucking tomorrow. And I hook a corner, turn left, and I'm walking down the street, and there's just like a cop car with the lights on, just like parked. And I was like, should I keep going? Like, should I stop? What's the deal? So I was like, fuck it, we're on Spaces. Like, numbers going up. The more I scream, the more it goes up. I'm gonna keep screaming. And I'm walking down the street, mic in my mouth, just like yelling. The cop rolls the window down, and they're like, yo. And I look in, I was a little, yo. They're like, are you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
I'm
did something
fucking
happen?
great.
I was like, I'm great. Are you, like, did something happen? And she was like, we got a fucking noise complaint from a 20-year-old Zoomer with a fucking broccoli head screaming as he walks down the street. Like, can I help you? I was like, ma'am, there's 200 people in this space. Can I help you? And look, we called it. We went our separate ways. But all I want to say is if your favorite Twitter Spaces host is not getting the cops called from a noise complaint, they don't want it bad enough.
That's true. That's true. Honestly, yo, I got to see Farouk in some fucking handcuffs, or else I'm not supporting his Spaces anymore, dude. Oh man, bro, I'm honestly like, what a shit show that entire fucking house situation was. Like, also, I'm so glad like Champ is like doing something right now, probably talking to his therapist from all the dead bugs. But like, dude, there were so many dead bugs in his room, bro.
Dude, there were so many fucking dead bugs.
Dude, and this is the best part is like before Champ got there, it was like me, Cross, like TG, and like Leap, and we're like trying to figure out the room situation. And then like we're like, I was panicking because I'm like, dude, like Champ and his girl are on their way here. They don't have a fucking room. So like we're like, dude, at first like, so like this is what Leap and I did. We went to your room. We like pulled out like the couch into the bed, and then we like tried to make the bed make it look nice and make it look like inviting. And then Leap's like, all right, like let's test it out. So him and I both laid on the bed, and I swear to God, I was only laying on the bed for like maybe like 7 seconds, dude. Like
You got arthritis,
bro. Like my spine got dislocated, dude. Like I don't know, like I don't know how you guys did it. And I remember,
So was that all you did to test it out, though?
Hey, yeah, is that all you did, bro?
Yeah,
Dude, there
yeah.
was a lot of man, there's a lot of suspect behavior going on in that house. Let me keep it real.
Yeah,
Like,
mainly
that
with
was-
TG over here. I'm not gonna point
Yeah.
fingers, but this
Did
guy.
y'all?
Just kidding.
If you haven't, if you're watching this podcast and you haven't seen the fucking the amount of pictures that were taken of ThreadGuy in like a 4-day span at this house, like he's posted up like a model in front of these mirrors, bro, like crazy, dude, crazy. He put on a suit and went to his Tally Labs dinner, but it was a house full of grinders, man. Miami is dope. Luca and Frank were dope. Every fucking Beeple was there. Crazy. Met some legends.
Dude, Gary V, Gordon Goner, like just so many fucking awesome people, bro.
Yeah.
I'll say, like, house shit aside, Basel and just like IRL NFT events, like that really opened my eyes and changed my perspective from what you can get out of an IRL event. And like, Kevin, it feels like you leveled the fuck up at Art Basel.
Dude, I feel the same exact way, and thank you for saying that. But like, bro, like it's weird because it's like I do feel like I like leveled up in the sense that like I got to like make these like connections that like I never even thought were possible. But I also didn't film anything, so like I like it feels fucking like I feel extremely accomplished and like extremely unaccomplished at the same time. But I mean, it was what it was, and like, dude, I enjoyed every second of it. How are you feeling right now, TG? Like after coming from like Basel and like experiencing everything that you did, what are your thoughts right now?
Bro, I left Basel on a high. Like, same perspective as you. Went there to film. Didn't even film a single frame to one video. But from like a networking connections perspective, it was like, it's the second event I've been to. Went to NFT NYC. First one where I felt like I really had a platform and had an opportunity to leverage it and meet people. And that's what we did at Basel. Like, we were out all day, every day, meeting people, going to events, like learning cool shit, talking to people. And I really left feeling motivated as hell that, okay, kind of got my foot in the door, but now it's time to really plant the flag and show everyone you belong. Like that's the coolest thing about Basel is like in any event, at any room, at any function, like you never know who's to your left, who's to your right. And like literally one handshake, you could meet a life-changing connection, which is you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was also for me, bro, a reminder of how many people there are that are still successful and making a lot of money and fucking crushing it in the space that just aren't the loud voices and the shit posters on Twitter. Like the amount of people that I spoke to down there that are still like running really, really interesting, like just crushing it with like different projects or sort of like protocols or just raising money for and spending a fuck ton of time building actual NFT and crypto product. It's kind of different than I feel like what you would think if like you just sort of saw, you know, like the Twitter down bad side of things, which is a good reminder, right? To go see people in person and be like, oh, this is like actual real people. And usually a lot of the time the loudest voices are like the most negative. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
And to that point, champ, like I feel like one thing I learned at Basel that really opened my mind was there's this whole world of people building in Web3, whether it's NFTs, crypto, whatever, that are really smart, really bright, and doing some incredible things. And they're not in our silo on Twitter. And I feel like it's easy to lose sight of that, where it feels like everything is happening on Twitter. Don't get me wrong, a lot of it is, but there's this entire other world where there's
But so much of it isn't, bro. But so much of it isn't, though. Like, and it's so crazy because like you get sucked into this thing whenever you're like a quote unquote influencer. You know what I mean? Where you like directly attribute sort of like engagement or like Twitter activity to someone's success. And the reality is, bro, like Kevin, we were with Luca a lot while we were there. Like recently, Luca's tweets have been banging because like Pudgy Penguins are pumping. But like take someone like Luca, right? Building $100 million businesses, fucking crushing it, doing massive deals behind the scene in Web3, and until recently, like didn't even really like tweet very much. You know what I mean? Like there's so much shit.
Yeah.
Or like a Kevin D Gods, right? Like that dude is like he barely knows how to use Twitter, right? But huge player in the space,
Dude, I even got to see it from like just like the holder side too. I remember at NFT Now, it was like me, Kevin D Gods, and like Frank. And we were walking around, and like this dude stopped Frank. He's like, "Yo, like, you know, I'm like a whale." And he showed us his fucking like D-God collection. And this guy, like, swear to God, had like at least like I think like $250,000 just worth of just rare D-Gods. He's had like tens, if not like 20s of like other D-Gods aside from just the rare ones.
I think I actually know what guy you're talking about.
Bro, like, and Frank was like, "This is crazy. Like, let me see your fucking like Twitter." And like the dude had like less than 50 followers. Like he was only following like Frank, Utes, D-Gods, and like Dust Labs. Like that's it. He doesn't care.
ThreadGuy.
Yeah, I don't know about that, gang. But it just kind of like it goes to show that it's like, dude, like Twitter isn't the fucking real world. Like Twitter isn't the actual state of like how things are. And like there's so many people who don't give a fuck about this Twitter shit, and they're just fucking whales, they're holders, they're builders, they're this or that. It's like none of this shit really matters. Which is why, please everyone, pump our fucking numbers on Twitter right now, because it matters.
And on that topic of the fucking fugazi and all of the shit that is not what it meets the eye on Twitter, I told you before we filmed this, I want to take a segment of this podcast today to talk about what we think, respectively, is the biggest bullshit on NFT Twitter, because there is a lot of bullshit. And being with people in real life, people are way more honest. Everyone's not on the timeline like, oh, let me say the little right thing and do this and do that. Because there's a lot of bullshit going on in the space. Like, let's just keep it totally real. Since it was my idea, I'll go first. I did not plan what I was going to say, but let me just pull out of the bullshit hat, because there's about a billion fucking things. Let's talk virtue signaling. And
My favorite.
And how projects act, right? So I think we can just come and be outright about something. Like, I think there's something that we just have to say, which is the fact that no business in the entire world operates not under the principle of generating revenue. It's not a business if it's not making money, right? You can found businesses that are designed to do cool things. You can still want to do cool things and help a lot of people. And I think NFTs are a great vector for that. Luca made some good points about that in the last interview. But businesses are designed to make money. If your founder goes on Twitter and tries to tell you that there is no desire to make any money with any of their projects, they are either lying to you or fucking stupid, and their project is going to run out of money. In fact, like, you can't run a project for free. Like, I don't know why there's sort of this culture on Twitter. And Kevin, I know who you want to say. Don't fucking say it on the podcast.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, I'm just
This
saying.
is your point.
I'm just saying because we talk about this pretty often, and it just annoys the shit out of me because at the end of the day, man, like, the founders who are serving their communities the best and who are going to do the most for their communities are people who understand how to generate revenue and fucking make money. Like, I mean, we've already talked about Frank, we've talked about Luca, but you look around at like any of the NFT projects in the world which have offered the high, everyone's favorite, utility, which is number going up. What are they doing, dude? They're figuring out business models that generate revenue for them. Now, for a lot of these projects, that has just been a bunch of consecutive mints and fucking diluting their supply. And obviously, there's a ton of FUD around like Clone X right now for continuing to overly monetize. But at the end of the day, like, I think we're going to have to get towards a place where people are understanding of the fact that for their project to do well, they need to be supportive of, founders being honest about figuring out ways to generate revenue streams. Because, dude, at the end of the day, like, that's how you build more shit. Like, you want your project to drop some dope ass tool or web app, or you do some crazy marketing. You have to spend money on it, right?
Yeah.
And people get all rah, the big evil VCs. Okay, you don't want them to raise money with the VC and give away equity and sort of dilute the vision of the project. Like, let's all just stop pretending that it's not business, and that's not bad. You can be altruistic and help a lot of fucking people while also being successful as a project. That's my bullshit for the day. I'm tired of reading that shit on Twitter. It's fucking stupid.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I got a question for you on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off,
you can,
Kevin.
bro.
It's a similar topic. It's something we were talking about. Long conversation on Spaces today, and we were talking about how Web3 influencers, in particular, it's almost like taboo to monetize and to take a promo, to take a sponsorship. Where if you look at other platforms like the popular Twitch streamers and the YouTubers and the TikTokers, that's all they do. I want to ask, like, why do you think that is? And do you see it that way?
Yeah, let me tell you why it's fucking stupid. Is because you're gonna drive away all the best creators in the world. The best creators in the world, like the best anything in any other industry, are gonna rise to the top, and they want to be paid accordingly, right? So first of all, it's just bad for the space to demonize anyone who monetizes. Now, with that said, the reason we've gotten here, I think, and it's kind of for a good reason, is because of how, like, the space became jaded because of the amount of bad actors and rug pull bullshit that was going on, right? There's every single celebrity project that came into the space was that way. So I think people became like overly reactive to any influencer trying to monetize at all, must be trying to scam them or whatever. But dude, if I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see ThreadGuy post a 30-second ad integration for Kleenex and it says #ad, I'm going to be like, hell yeah, bro. I hope you got paid. Now you can continue to create content that we all love. Like, get over it, dude. If they're not scamming people, who gives a fuck? And disclosing is the most important thing. It's not unethical if you are obviously disclosing, and then you're also not breaking the law. By the way, it's a little pro tip. But hiding it so that people don't get mad at you is fucking stupid, and you're breaking the law, and it's immoral. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the pendulum swung too far in this direction. I do believe as Web3 grows that it'll become like a normal thing. But I think it's foolish, ThreadGuy. I think it's silly.
Yeah, a lot of overcorrection in this space. That's the thing I love most about it. Okay, so the biggest bullshit, I think, based on NFT Twitter, probably I got to give it to NFT Inspect.
Facts.
Dude, yeah, because like I love the idea of NFT Inspect because it literally, like, think about it. It's like they're like, oh hey, like we're gonna rank to see who like the top influencers are, like blah 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 blah, and it's like, dude, like no shade. If I go look at the top 10 fucking people on NFT Inspect, none of them are making money. Like they're making some money, but none of them are making fucking real money, and it's crazy to me because it's like everyone I know that is like just fucking absolutely crushing it. Like even like creators in the space that are just making like a shitload of money, they're not on NFT Inspect, and like they don't care about NFT Inspect. And So I don't know, man, because it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, like I'm not an NFT Inspect. I'm able to make a living doing what I do, and like a pretty decent one at that, surprisingly. So it's I feel like it's just a huge distraction where people, they just get like so fixated on like this ranking and this number, but it's like that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? I see so many people who are like, oh my God, like I'm on number fucking 20 on NFT Inspect. Like, let's fucking go. I'm coming for the number 1 spot. But it's like, but like, what are you building outside of tweeting 1,000 times a day that are all like bullshit, fucking like rhetorical question and engagement farming tweets? Like what are you building? Like, I don't see any brand that's like, oh, you know what? Like the way that this creator questioned what I would do for $1 million, like let's hire him. Let's hire her for this. I don't really see that happening. So that's my biggest bullshit in this space.
Look, I like the NFT Inspect call out. I have mixed opinions about it. Like, I love the idea of it. I think it's important to have a leader, to have analytics, right? Like, I'm analytics maxi. I like to know, how am I performing? You know, you, Kevin, you do TikTok, you do YouTube. Like, the numbers are important, and NFT Inspect gives you the numbers. But I feel like what we saw very early on was a heavy over focus and overvalue of what NFT Inspect is and how much weight you should put into it. And I found myself, me personally, caring more about where am I ranked on this platform that gives me nothing, with no monetary benefits, no value, no anything, than who's building cool shit that I should care about. And I feel like it's easy to get stuck in the NFT Inspect echo chamber, spending all of your time engagement farming and doing low effort tweeting, and losing sight of the big picture, the heavy hitters, and who's really building shit you should be paying attention to. So like TLDR, I'm a fan of it. I like analytics. I like the leaderboard, but NFT Inspect is not the end all be all. And by valuing it and putting it on a pedestal that way, you're doing yourself a disservice.
And you know what else people don't understand about NFT Inspect as well is, like, you know, we talk about echo chambers a lot on NFT Twitter. Like, NFT Inspect is polling like profiles, like for who has the most views or the most engagements from other people who are using NFT Inspect. So it's supposed to be like a proxy for the NFT space, but in reality, like, it's a proxy for other people who are also checking NFT Inspect. So it's like really a small amount of people. And I feel like, I don't know, like I think it's fun and it's good to kind of do a temperature check. But in the same way that like checking your Twitter feed isn't going to teach you how to trade the markets, like it's one sort of proxy tool for paying attention to like your larger performance, I think. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Because like, okay, think about it like this. Like, let's say like Manscaped, right? Like, if Manscaped is like, hey, you know what? Like, let's put money into like Web3 creators like pocket, and like let's start like getting our brand out in like Web3. Like, do you think they're going to be like, oh, who's number one on NFT Inspect? Or do you think they're going to be like, hey, who writes threads or makes content or like creates some sort of content that would be feasible for our audience and it has like a quality that we think would be a natural and organic integration? That's probably the choice that they're going to go with. They're not going to give a shit about like who engagement farms the best. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I could go on all day about things I dislike about NFT Twitter, dude.
Keep going.
Oh, dude. Community. Just kidding. I don't know. But yeah.
Bullish on everyone still here.
Dude. Yeah, like the other thing for me is like, dude, like it is always hilarious to see like how like cyclical everything is with like the euphoria and like the like negativity, and like it's just amazing because it's like, dude, like for instance, like I think like Meme Land announced their like, you know, mint price is like 1.069 ETH, and like that makes sense because of the value that they've like provided, right? Like obviously, like I think their MVPs are like 24 ETH. Their potatoes, which are a free mint, they're like almost at 2 ETH. So like 1 ETH for a mint for like someone that already built like a fucking ecosystem like that makes sense. But yet still, I see people complaining like, oh my God, they're just extracting all this like liquidity and they're doing this. And it's just like, dude, the people that want to invest in it are going to want to invest in it. Like Meme Land or any of these other projects that are coming out with like their mint prices, they're not just like, oh, like we're going to suck up all the liquidity. And then like the people who are like investing in it, they're like, oh, we don't know any better. They're just sucking all my liquidity. Like, it's just like,
Oh no, it's getting sucked out of my
oh,
wallet.
I'm getting the suck. Like, it's like none of, bro, like this is all like a fucking conscious decision from the investors or holders or participants versus like the projects that are doing that. So it's like, if you're not gonna mint something and you have no intentions of minting something, it's just like, why fucking sit there and just complain and bitch about it? Like, I don't understand that. That's why I don't understand. Why?
Yeah. It's kind of like a basic one, but the thing that has always frustrated me about this space is like the lack of transparency and the undisclosed shit that goes on. Like, it's kind of contradictory to what we just said about how Web3 influencers like can't monetize, can't take promos, etc. I'm all for it. I'm a fan of doing it the right way, but exactly that, doing it the right way. Like, I think nothing I hate more than influencers and projects and whomever that's out here doing promos that we, because we've seen enough, catch on to, and we see it and we get it, that the average like CT user doesn't catch. Like, that's, nothing throws me off and gives me more red flags than somebody that's taking a promo and not disclosing it. Like, it's you know, it's an issue that's always been a thing, will always be a thing, but it's just like, it's like a character red flag to me almost. Like, I look at people that do it the right way, that come out, that are open about it, that, you know, show you the wallets and show you exactly what I got for this and why, and no problem, they get off scot-free. But I don't know, I've always, maybe it's just me, maybe it's a personal thing, because I've always been like, no promos, whatever, which I don't think is a bad thing. Again, if you do it the right way, I'm all for it. But undisclosed shady action has always rubbed me the wrong way, and I really struggle with supporting that.
Yeah.
As it should, dude. But that's what I was saying earlier. Is like, people are afraid to disclose because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're doing paid promo." So instead, they're lying and saying that they're not working with a project, which is like 100x worse, because that is like intentionally misleading people. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, there has to be a level of like, you can't, like, you know, you can, it's kind of like that you can take a horse to water, then you can't teach it to drink. Like, you, at the end of the day, like, you can disclose a billion times and somebody's just gonna buy some shit because you sneezed at it and they'd be like, ThreadGuy, you made me lose all my money. And that, like, you know what I mean? You kind of can't help those people. But at the same time, like, it isn't, like, it's undeniable that if you have like a level of influence in the space, in a space that constantly has so many new and uneducated buyers entering, like, it's not that hard to have sort of like good disclosure hygiene. If you do choose to work with any projects, like, it's really not fucking hard at all to just be like, hey, I'm a paid marketer, I have a material relationship, da da da. And at the end of the day, man, like, I think there's a big sweet spot for Web3 creators to, you know, I think if they kind of put their time in and get themselves to the level that they need to be, like, to find, you know, cool monetizable relationships with platforms or projects that they actually believe in, you know what I mean? Like, that are going to not fuck them over to work with, right? Like, and of course, like, that, who that is different to everybody. I guess right now, I don't know, just like what the biggest exchanges in the world, right? Like, if I see Kevin doing a Coinbase partnership, I'm not gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be like, nice, you know what I mean? As opposed to if he partnered with, like, you know, Doodle Mega 3D Clone Ape Zukis, I'm gonna be like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's sort of some context involved.
Yeah, it's a tough dynamic. It really is, especially now. It's like in a weird phase of Web3. But the fact is, creators deserve to monetize. Like, they deserve to
Yes.
make money, right? Like, you put in the work, you create dope content, you capture attention. you deserve to make money for. Like, you deserve to be compensated for it.
Life's not free, bro. Like,
Exactly, right? It's an attention economy. This shit is not free. We know this. Like, everyone inherently knows this. I think you bring up a good point about the exchanges, and I want to shout out an example. Like Easy, who hosts Web3 Made Easy, a bunch of spaces, recently partnered with Hello Moon. And why I like that so much, I've been talking about it a lot. Hello Moon is an analytics platform for NFTs for crypto. They don't have an NFT project for you to buy. They don't have a shitcoin for you to lose money on. It's literally the analytical platform that he references on his spaces.
Yeah,
that
he
sponsored
uses
him.
it all the time for like when he does
Exactly.
analytics and stuff. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is, like, I feel like with NFTs and with cryptos, taking sponsorships from products and platforms is gonna bode much better than taking them from NFT projects and crypto projects. Because I feel like, if you take it from a project, it feels like it's a shill, even if it's not. Your audience buys in, they lose money. Oh, it's K Money's fault. Oh, it's Champ's fault. But with an analytical platform where there's nothing to speculate on, only a tool to use, it doesn't feel like there's that same risk where your audience can lose money and then flip the script and blame you.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's just like a natural integration because it's like it's what he does. I mean, he always like looks at like he does like his like little analysis on projects in the market. It would be like as organic as like if I took on a sponsor with like Prozac or like Zoloft or something. Like it's like, oh, like here's a depressed content creator. Of course, he's working with an antidepressant. Like it just makes sense, dude. I love that. I could just
Riverside, we're on the damn streaming platform right now. Like,
Hey,
something like
no,
this.
come on, no free Riverside clout. Come on, let's.
Yeah, hey, cut that out. Cut that shit out.
Dude, but yeah, I love that. Shout out to Easy too, man. That dude works hard. Man, I love that, dude. It's like there's so many like that's the thing about it. It's like there's so many things that are like obviously like wrong that go on in this space, but like I think it's obviously for like good reason because if you look at like dude like all of the main characters of crypto Twitter 12 months ago, they're the reasons why the space as a whole decided to overcorrect with everything because it's like you have all these motherfuckers who are just like fucking pumping and dumping projects and coins and this and that and like rug pulls. So it's like, of course, it just makes sense that we're gonna like react like in the opposite direction and it, like for us like being like the like fucking new double XL freshman class of like 2022 of crypto Twitter, it's like we have to kind of deal with like that pendulum swinging like the opposite direction, but it's like eventually it will fucking even out. And guess what, like in 2023, like I'm sure maybe there'll be like a healthy median, maybe it'll get worse, who knows. The whole point though is that I'm just happy I get to fucking hang out with you guys, fucking Champ, you sexy fucking ThreadGuy, you broccoli-headed fuck. Yeah, that's really the only thing that's keeping me going.
Yeah, I I agree, man. I think we have a really good group of content creators. I think that we're gonna find out a lot in the coming year. Really, when I think that you'll find out a lot about a lot of people is if or when rather the market flips bullish again. Because and I don't mean this to sound like I'm trying to like, oh, it's so, but like really I think that there's a lot of content creators who don't actually know or understand the true size of the types of opportunities that will get thrown at crypto content creators in that environment. I mean, even I myself was not really big enough during the true crypto bull market to have experienced that. But I mean, Kevin, you and I and Thread, like we have friends who were, right, and they tell me about the types of deals they were turning down last bull market, and it blows my fucking mind. And like it's listen, dude, everyone's integrity is being tested a lot less whenever there's nobody's getting paid, right? But if it's a bull market and all of a sudden random influencers with 50,000, 100,000 are getting offered way more money to do shady shit, like you're gonna see it more. And I would just like, it's the same way that you bet on people, or I like to bet on people with NFT projects. Which is like why I like Pudgies, why we like Digas, why I like Steady Stack, why I like these different projects. Like I think it's a good time to sort of I don't know, assess who some of these people are, right? And sort of bear that in mind if we do enter another situation where there's a lot of monopoly money flying around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the one cool thing about the bear market too is those opportunities aren't here, but you definitely get to see like who really cares about this, like who really is gonna be here for the long term. Like it feels like all the smoke and the fog and the bullshit is cleared, and like you can see now. Like I feel like I can see now when I'm looking at the participants, who's here, who's building shit, like who's actively trying to level up. In the bull market, it's a lot more smoke and mirrors. It's hard to tell because everything's up only. Everyone's a genius. Like everyone is just green, 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 green. But in this like pullback bear market, the MFers that have stuck around, I feel like it's a lot easier to tell who you should be surrounding yourself with because that's the group that's gonna be here in the long term future.
Amen, dude. And that's why I'm fucking so grateful. I'm like surrounded with you guys. You all inspire me every single day, dude. Fucking kisses. But yeah, man, I couldn't agree more because it's like literally if you're here and you're dealing with just like the fucking all the bullshit that like NFT Twitter has to like offer right now, which is an endless supply, you clearly have like a drive to want to be here. So you're gonna be chilling when the bull market comes in. When there's like all the like whoever maintained their fucking reputation, kept building, didn't do anything like unethical, like aren't pieces of shit. Like these are the people that are gonna get rewarded the most in the next cycle. And the thing is like when the next cycle happens, like because I get asked all the time because like I know like a lot of like content creators on like YouTube and TikTok and like just stand up comedy. And none of them are interested in coming into the space. Like I always talk about it. I probably sound like a fucking crazy fucking like cult member when I'm talking about it, but it's like none of them are really interested. But I know the moment that like fucking, you know, Bitcoin, ETH, they're hitting all-time highs, like the fucking market's pumping, they're all gonna join into the space then. So it's like if you want to like be able to compete against like let's say like the biggest, if you're a creator you want to be able to compete against like the biggest YouTubers and TikTokers, it's like you have to fucking build now and like be like a Web3 native like figure, so that way like by the time the bull market comes in you're gonna get those opportunities before these other fucking huge platform motherfuckers come in, and then they just like take all those fucking opportunities, and like that's when they'll get interested.
Yeah, check this out. Check this out. It's a good metaphor for what you just said. Um, a race car in sunny, great conditions cannot gain 10 spots in a single lap, but when it's wet and raining, you can. It happens in F1 all the time. And I think of content creation in that same way. And Kevin, you make a really good point, which is that like if the Web3 offers this thing where no one's paying attention right now, but if this thing plays out how I believe it's going to play out, like you said, a bunch of people are going to want to pile in later. So imagine you can position yourself as sort of the premier creator in a space that is going to give you a huge lever over people that you otherwise would have no leverage over or connection to. And it's not all about, man, like a power struggle, whatever, but like being a creator is inherently competitive. And I think it offers people a way to get a leg ahead if, of course, you believe in the sort of bull thesis on crypto as a whole, which obviously all three of us do, or we wouldn't be here. Because also, dude, like if I really just wanted to make money, dude, like by now I would have taken my net worth and somewhere else. I would be investing in internet marketing, or just building some other like a Web2 business, right? But it's just different, man. Like you have to have sort of the passion for it. And the last thing I'll say is that I would say to any kind of content creator, market participant watching this is that your biggest enemy is going to be your own boredom and motivation, because you want to be optimistic but prepare for the worst. So okay, good I'd say good case scenario, like maybe 2024, late 2023, things start picking up again, are happy, but you have to be ready for, dude, imagine if it's like 2026 or 2028, like, do you have the drive? Can you keep going? You know what I mean? Like, can you sort of? It's easy to have conviction for 6 months, 8 months.
No, yeah,
But
yeah.
the
There's
longer
no
it
way,
takes,
bro. I'm already out at that point.
okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Go back to Web 1, bro.
Dude, on God, bro.
That's what
I'm
I'm
about to go
saying.
send fucking. I'm about to go shit post and fucking carrier pigeons, bro. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like it can get real,
no,
and it's like
that is true though, and it's like that's why the whole like conviction thing comes in. It's like if you have conviction, which I think like 90% of the people that like are in here today, they do have. It's like you just have to fucking survive. Like that's the name of the game. Just survive and continue to thrive at the same time. It's a fucked up balance, but like it is what it is. TG, do you have any final thoughts you want to share with the audience?
Dude, I think just to that point, like the name of the game for the bear market is just survive. Like we're gonna be here for a little bit. We know we're gonna be here for a little bit. Either shit turns around tomorrow, which it probably isn't, and we're good, or we're legging down for the next couple months, couple years. Burnout is real. Like I felt it in the bull market, I felt it in the bear market. Like I would say push when inspired and chill out when you're not, because ultimately you just got to wake up to see tomorrow and not be liquidated and not be fully tapped out. And if you can wake up to see enough tomorrows, eventually we're going to be back and you're going to have put in enough time where your platform is, the foundation of your platform is in a position to blow the fuck up in the bull market. Like we know what exponential bull market growth looks like. Like we experienced it and it's absurd. You can't relive it if you don't survive. So literally, like just wake up tomorrow and do it again and do it again and do it again without fully tapping yourself out, because the effort to reward ratio in the bear market is a tenth, a thousandth of what it is in the bull market. And if you don't survive, you'll never get there.
Amen, dude.
Dude.
Fucking ThreadGuy 2024, dude. You got my vote.
Let's
You
go!
could not-
Run it up,
You
baby!
got my vote, bro.
you could not have said it any better, dude. I'm not even gonna say anything else. So all I'm gonna say is, let's fucking go,
Dude, let's fucking go.
Let's
Sorry.
fucking
This has
go!
been this has been the Let's Fucking Go podcast, also known as NGMI, also known as the future #1 podcast in the world, the Web3 show. ThreadGuy, you're a fucking angel, dude. Thank you for coming on today. Kevin, I love you, dude. Sorry, my setup was a little bit wonky today, but you know, we're dedicated. Like no matter where I am, we're shooting. So love you guys. I'm sure we'll do many more of these together.
Absolutely.
And that's a wrap.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.